Welcome to the DFS Express Podcast, your stop for daily fantasy sports talk, including slate breakdowns and industry commentary. Let's go to the host of our show, the Daily Fantasy Sniper.
It's time for the UFC Moscow main event breakdown. Our main event is the Beat Magomedsharipov taking on Calvin Kattar in Moscow, Russia. First thing to mention right off the bat before we get anywhere, this is a 3-round main event. It changes things drastically for DraftKings. So this episode just a breakdown of our main event, Magomedsharipov Kattar, as I mentioned. For my full breakdowns on this card, exposures, rankings, all that stuff, that is for DFS Army VIPs. Go to dfsarmy.com, check all that out if you want the full plays. But for this main event, let's dive right in. Magomedsharipov is 9,100 on DraftKings. Kattar is 7,100. The odds on this fight: Magomedsharipov minus 280, big favorite. Kattar, the comeback, is plus 240. I've seen a little bit of public love on him, especially on Twitter, for whatever that's worth. Fight goes to decision, minus 175. So we're expected to see the judges' scorecards here. Definitely the best fight on this card by a lot. Not a really strong DraftKings card in general. Definitely a difficult one, but you can say there's a little bit of edge to be had there. For this fight, because it's 3 rounds, as I mentioned, really going to change how we're approaching things for DFS. It is not an automatic stack. Right off the bat, I'm probably only going to play one side of it in cash, depending on which side you lean. The only argument for stacking, I can't say definitely don't stack it 100%, because Kattar is one of the more live dogs on the card. And we're hurting for underdogs. So if you want to punt a spot, because Kattar is so cheap, I get it. Just with 3 rounds, I'm not really comfortable stacking. I'm going to look other places. So I gave you the line on this fight, DraftKings prices. Look at the history. Magomedsharipov is not undefeated. He's on, I think it's like a 12-fight win streak. Last time out, defeated Jeremy Stephens. Before that, the stub over Brandon Davis, and the war with Kyle Bochniak, which is a fight I was at, was a fantastic fight. The theme, though, is he tends to slow down in third rounds, and that is probably a big reason why he turned down this fight being a 5-round main event. It just did not benefit him. The main event was supposed to be Dos Santos versus Volkov. We know Volkov taking on Hardy. So this fight was scheduled for 3 rounds. We wanted to bump it up to 5, did the UFC, and Magomedsharipov said no. So it's a 3-round main event, kind of going old school. Kattar, on the other hand, his recent fight history, that big knockout win over Ricardo Lamas last time out, knockout wins over Fishgold and Burgos. In between that was a loss to Renato Moicano, also on the Brooklyn card. That was a really good fight. Moicano tore him up with leg kicks. So DraftKings scoring. Magomedsharipov is a good DK score, lots of volume, looks for takedowns. There's a lot of Russians on this card who don't look for takedowns. It's kind of surprising when you dig into it. But Magomedsharipov is one who does. Against Stephens, these are all 3-round fights, 92, 122, 107, 152. That was a lot of takedowns, but he's had at least 3 takedowns, I believe. Said at least 3 takedowns in each of his last 4 fights. Plenty of volume, striking wise. 97 strikes against Bochniak, 70 against Stephens. That's at the little bit low, but Jeremy Stephens, obviously tough guy, and so is Calvin Kattar and his striking. Before I get into the skill breakdown, I should finish up. Calvin Kattar, his DraftKings scoring has been very good, but it's been first-round finishes. 111 against Lamas, 112 against Fishgold, 98 against Burgos, which is impressive. That was a 3rd-round knockout. But he's not a grappler. He gets knockdowns. Obviously, really good boxer, looking for significant strikes. Has got pretty good takedown defense. Calvin Kattar's takedown defense in the UFC is 80%. The only time he was taken down once by Chris Fishgold. This is, expected Lamas to try and grapple there, and it's really not what happened. Cater lit him up on the feet. I think Lamas did shoot for one takedown, didn't get it, and Cater knocked him out. Obviously, Magomed Sharipov is going to bring a different level of grappling. Lamas has it in his back pocket. It's also upper weight class from where he usually fought. Magomed Sharipov is going to be the longer guy. Cater, by the way, 5'11", Sharipov 6'1". Reach advantage is, I want to say it's 1 inch. I thought it was 2, but it's only 1 inch. All right, all the statistics out there. Fight, got through history. How do I see this fight going? I initially expected to like Calvin Cater a little more than I do. I understand the public love. Really good striker, good boxing, has shown decent takedown defense, and Magomed Sharipov has shown that he will slow down over 3 rounds. But you look at Magomed Sharipov, I think he'll be able to get takedowns against Cater. This is the best takedown guy that Cater has ever fought, and he's just so long. It's different types of takedowns. It's not so much, the wrestling, the double. He has a single, but it's gonna wrap up, look for trips, use his long legs, hang on your back, just kind of use that, just such an awkward body frame for this division. I think he can get them, or at least slow the fight down. If he doesn't, at Spakes, Zabit Magomed is not a bad striker. Cater has more power, but Magomed Sharipov has got those crazy kicks, does enough, and I think it'll be close at range. And the problem is they're in Russia, so if this fight is 3 rounds of standing, Magomed Sharipov could still very well win the fight, or with or without the benefit of hometown cooking, as we've seen before. So I'm picking Magomed Sharipov to win the fight. I think he gets it done here by decision. It wouldn't surprise me if he slows down a little bit again, but I think he's got enough to get takedowns, win rounds. He passes on the ground. He does enough. Could get some runs to repeat, because I think Kate will be able to stand back up. I think he's going to get mat returned a couple times. I think Magomed Sharipov is a better play, and still, even though Cater is obviously the highest caliber underdog on the slate, just because of where he's in the rankings, Sharipov's still one of my favorite plays on the slate. That I mentioned is a really tough slate for a variety of reasons. So give me Magomed Sharipov, Calvin Cater. You can play in cash if you want to go there. I think we see a decision. He's a good striker, and he's definitely a live dog. For that reason, I'm going to mix him in GPPs. I can't fade him at all. But it's because I'm going to have a ton of Magomed Sharipov, and the ownership's still going to be up there. I was kind of hoping everyone sees 3-round main event, wants to stay away, do this cute thing. I still think the name value is going to drive it up. It being the main event is going to drive it up. I will have a ton of this fight, but not all in, because there are plenty of paths where this fight isn't on the optimal lineup. That standing striking battle I just mentioned being one of them. So I think Zabit has more paths to victory, even in a 3-round main event. I like him in all formats. Cater also in all formats, but I am much higher on Sharipov despite the prices. I actually think Cater's going to be a little popular, so maybe I can get a little bit of leverage on Zabit. I'll see how ownerships shake out. But yeah, Zabit Magomed Sharipov by unanimous decision is my pick. He is my DraftKings play, and that is the main event for UFC Moscow. Good luck in those contests. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching. I really appreciate all the support I have gotten early. That is it. Good luck in your contests. See you next time.